Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of the Sweet 16 Shell Cordovan wallet project. And I unfortunately got sick, so last week was kind of a wash, but we're still on track. So I wanted to show you, this is all the Horween, and I'll be able to still make lots of cool stuff out of this. This is some Shell Cordovan brand. When they were still using Ricardo shells. This is some Ricardo art. And then this is what I have left to punch. One black shell, and then 3 or 4. This is a nice big one. Nice color marbling there. So I've had to decide what I want to do. If you remember, I did the custom stamp for last year's 15th anniversary. And when I first started off, I don't like logos and anything, so I would make all of my stuff with no logos. And this weird thing happened where I had my first grab bag sale, which is where I take all of my samples and stuff that we make for, now it's a lot of video projects and stuff. That's how you can get those, is through the grab bag sales and stuff. But I make a ton of samples for different people, trying out different leathers for my own lines, etc. And I had a grab bag sale, and people got upset because they didn't have my logo on them. So they thought I was selling fake versions of my own product, which was weird. But it was a different internet 10 years ago. So I decided that these are going to be unbranded. I'm not going to put a brand in them on the outside. But what I am going to do is I'm going to hand write inside every single one, Corter Sweet 16, and sign it. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do this in natural light. Ooh, that's way too light. Am I going to be? Yeah, there we go. I wore my shortest sleeve shirt so I could show off my new, how the hell do I even show it? My new Whalers tattoo, because I realized I'm from Connecticut, but as of September, I've lived in Massachusetts longer than I've lived in Connecticut for my life. And I wanted something to just kind of signify where I was from, and obviously the Whalers logo is the best option. Plus, I actually used to go to Whalers games with my dad, and the logo is in every design book I've ever had to read for getting my degree and everything. It's just a great logo. So, just showing off the tattoo there. But I did it, even getting sick. We got a lot of cool stuff, and if you're seeing this, second link in the description will be the 16th anniversary. Every single one has not just my signature or anything like that. It has a note, it has something, so they're all going to be on the inside front pocket down there. You can kind of sneak a look. I drew some hearts and flowers and thank yous and sweet 16s, and you know, I don't want to wax poetic on this, but having a business long enough that it is old enough to drive, it's hitting harder than the 15-year anniversary last year. Because it's kind of like a child, you know what I mean? Like, I started when I was 19. And to have a business that's this old and still be young by almost any standard, I just feel very lucky. And while I was handwriting all of these notes, I was thinking of all of you guys and people who have supported what I do, be it the custom work in the beginning or the mass-produced work in the middle, transitioning to education, transitioning to quiet videos, just watching us make stuff, transitioning from that to instructional videos. And you've always been there. You've always allowed me to live this just total dream life. And so it was really fun to not just, this is how you set up something so it can be repeatable and look the same over and over and over again. I wanted these to look different. The other thing that I did was the edges are burnished, but I left the inside pockets unburnished so that you can watch how shell Cordovan burnishes naturally, because it's very interesting to watch. And that wasn't a time-saving thing. It takes 2 seconds on the burnishing machine to do it. It's just it's a cool thing to watch. I don't think a lot of people have the opportunity to use a piece and watch how shell gets up. I guess they call it a pocket burnish, right? As you take the card in and out and in and out, it'll burnish just like it'll burnish if you were to use a rag and toconol. So there's a bunch of different variants. I tried to keep everything not too crazy. So we have the samples of last year's tie-dye. Those are going to be the craziest ones. And I think I have to do this, hide from the camera, my eyes. But I did these with a different blue stitching than I did the last one, so they are different. And of course the patterns are more, we were trying out like sponge techniques. So they all came out really cool looking. Like this one's really neat. So we got those. Then we have marbled, I don't know what Ricardo calls this, but this is a beautiful marbled auburn. It's not quite number 8 because it's not dark enough. And I did that with like a nice medium tan thread that wears really nicely. This is all main thread, by the way, all from Buckle Guy. This is the actual number 8 from Horween with the classic ivory thread. I've been doing this combination for years. Here are some art shell. So the art shell, these are the crazy ones. And I did these, some have blue main thread and some have green main thread. It all depended on what I thought looked best. This was really fun to put together because I got to kind of search through and find different pieces that looked nice together and all that kind of stuff. The lilac shell Cordovan brand, but it's actually Ricardo. It's before they switched to the other tannery and all of the dyes started chipping off. That's a really pretty one. It's a very muted, almost gray purple. It's not Barney purple. I really like it. I like it a lot more. I was like a little bit worried about this one, but with this beautiful main thread and lilac, it's just really, really good. And then I have just your standard black. That's Horween. That's also using the ivory thread, I believe. And then this one, which this is like, I think it's called like tobacco. I'm not quite sure. It's a Horween color, and they have so many colors that are so close to each other that I don't know the number of this one. But it's like a grayish, it's like a charcoal, a really, really dark charcoal, and I paired that with a main gray thread. So it's a really cool combo. But I ended up with a little under 100 of them. So I'm going to put them up for sale for $50 each. And that's it. There's no catches. But I did tell you I would break down the cost. So let's do that, because we know that, you know, the last few months I've really been focusing on trying to help start, you know, if you're trying to start the business out of this, how to do the money breakdown part. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that, and I'm fully happy to talk about that. So let's do that. So after the last video, a lot of you called Ricardo or emailed Ricardo and asked about getting shell, and I guess it's 125 euro per shell now, and they do charge by the square foot, but it's still cheaper than buying from like any other supplier. I always like to buy direct, because when I can, because the tannery gets much more money, like a much higher profit margin. And like I said in the first video, prices are going to fluctuate. I believe the chips are $45. The Ricardo, I'm going to go by today's money, not what I spent on it, just to make it fair. So we're going to go by 125 euro, which is about 130 bucks. Now, I saved all of the shells, so you can see what the yield was on a lot of them. So take this one, for instance. Let me move this out of the way. This is a smaller one, probably about 2.5 square feet, but you can tell I got 1, 2, 3, 4 wallets out of it. So for $135, 4 wallets, my material costs about 30 bucks. But I can make watch straps out of this. I can make keychains out of this. So I'm gonna say the cost of each one of those wallets is about $20. I think that's the easiest way to put it. And I saved all my scraps. So you can see that realistically, that's not the cost. There's plenty of, like with the Horween chips, like I talked about, there's plenty of usable shell left. None of this is gonna go to waste. So it's kind of hard to figure out on a small scale like this what your exact cost is per piece. So labor isn't profit. Labor is what you pay yourself. The way that you calculate labor is you take how many hours a year that you want to work. So say you want to work 40 hours a week and have 4 weeks off. So 48 weeks, you want to work 40 hours a week. You would multiply 48 times 40, and then you would divide that number by how much money you want to make. And my rate is $50 an hour. So these pieces take about 20 minutes maybe. So we have $30. I'm going to say about $10 or $12 for my personal, buy my own food and pay my bills and pay the mortgage and stuff, right, per wallet. So that brings us up to 42. And then the business needs to make a profit. Now last year, I did the project with no profit at all. And this year, I was very clear in saying that I'm going to do this and make a profit so that I can show you it can be done, and you don't have to pay $200 for a shell wallet. You don't have to charge $200 for a shell wallet. So I've decided that the business is going to make $8 per wallet, just because I wanted it to be a flat 50. I want to make it as cheap as possible while also putting my money where my mouth is this time. So $8 is going to go into the business account, and that will be used to pay the utilities on this space. It'll be used to buy materials and all the business stuff. So you have your three bases covered. You have your material cost covered, you have your labor cost covered, which is what you're paying yourself, your hourly wage, and you have your business covered, paying for the lights, paying for the cameras, hopefully paying for a little bit, saving a little bit extra so you can bring new tools in. That's the price cost down. That's the cost breakdown. Still getting over the sick brain here. And that's why they're priced, that's as low as I can price them. And it means a lot to me to price them that low so that they're accessible to everybody, basically. I have the setup to make them quickly, And so in a business, you can choose to pass that savings on to your customer. I also have the setup in that my workshop is in my house. So I don't have, I pay my mortgage. I'm able to write a little bit of that off on my taxes because I work and live here. I've done everything that I possibly can to lower my cost because I want people to be able to have. I'd rather sell 100 of something for $10 than 10 of something for $100. I love making work. I do not care if I'm more of a volume person than a individual person. Just because I love seeing, it's probably selfish, I just love seeing people who see shell Cordovan and as this untouchable thing be able to buy a piece. Because I remember when I was that person, I don't even think anyone did a sale. I think I just realized that I could buy a piece of shell, and I made myself a shell thing, and I was like, oh my god, I own shell Cordovan. And now, of course, we were talking about last video, it's put up on a pedestal. It's a lovely material, but there are plenty of leathers that are just as nice and just as beautiful as shell Cordovan. And next week, if you're a maker, I'm staring at some very interesting things that I'm making a video for right now, right after I finish this video. The chisels will restock, and all of the other signature tools are coming out. The quarter pounder's coming out, the solid brass blade holder's coming out, this insanely beautiful snap together acrylic tool holder is coming out, and I'm actually going to be at Buckle Guy next Thursday, which is God, I should have a date. They'll be dropping next Thursday. So follow social media, Instagram. I'll be posting a ton of stuff about it after I finish with this. But for now, if you'd like to pick up one of these Sweet 16 hand-signed, hand-sewn, hand-everything by me editions, they'll be shipping out next week. And I can't thank you enough for everything. So it's been kind of a weird ride with this one, getting sick and stuff, but we got it done, and they look great. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.